Hello, lovelies. Today is the 3rd of the 3rd, 2023, Friday, and it's a blue hand wave spell. Had a very busy blue hand so far, doing things, shaping my destiny. So I didn't manage to do a video for now. So we're on day 3, day of alchemy, and it's red electric moon. And we're in the blue 13-day process of the initial 52-day process of Red Dragon, showing us where we're aligning with the goddess and the new code coming in, and also showing us our survival issues. So we've got the sun is in Pisces, which is such a lovely energy, and we're wrapping up the solar wheel before we start again on 20th of March with the spring equinox. And so very powerful time really of working in the 12th house and the natural zodiac, of seeing where our hidden power is and seeing the repeating cycles, and all the astrology is really lining up now to show us these repeating cycles. So the moon's gone into Leo, waxing to this Virgo moon at 16 degrees on the 7th day. And I'm just going to share a document with you. Okay, so here we go. This is a document that I make for my clients for every 52-day process and every 13-day process. And at the moment, I am not working with a lot of clients because I'm doing my own process, because this takes a lot of work. So basically, in the 52-day process, we have the red 13-day process, which awakens us, which is Red Dragon, this one, and that began on the 3rd of February. And that was then followed by White one, White Wizard. And then we began Blue Hand here. Wait, there. So 2 days ago, so on March the 1st, which is St. David's Day in the UK. And so we have the red awakening, we have the white refining, and then we have the blue. And in this particular 52-day cycle, we have awakening to what the Great Mother is bringing us, our survival issues, then refining that with White Wizard, which is the moon goddess, which is our empowerment issues and how to heal those and start doing new behaviors. And then we have Blue Hand, which is how to shape our destiny. And so how we work with the first 2 13-day cycles. And today is a really key day for that, because it's the day of alchemy. So how we're looking at if we're being authentic, if we're being the beacon of light. And with the moon in Leo, having the courage to do that, to go for our dream as well, and not let old patterns in the past continue to shape our reality today. So the key is the dream, and this is getting more and more intense, this energy now, as we build up to the spring equinox. So we've got there, never give up on what you really want to do. The person with big dreams is more powerful than the one with all the facts. Love the process. So it really is about the feeling, how we feel, what we desire, and what sets our heart on fire. That's the other thing about Leo energy, because this is where the 13 moon process begins every year on the 26th of July, and we begin with magnetic moon. So today we are on galactic moon day 25, and that means we've got 3 more days to go in this moon, which is integration, before we go into solar moon, which is the gateway point. And number 9, remember, is the key stage to go to the next level. So in these processes, I do the general cosmology. So I do a day by day, step by step process. I do the general astrology that's coming in, and then I do the person's personal astrology for them. So this is such a powerful, deep way to work, and it's mind-blowing and amazing. And I have learned this from doing this process and just moving the blue tack every day and tuning in and learning more. And it is just the most amazing process, because no matter what's going on around you, you're guided by this universal framework, which is showing you often not where our ego wants to be, but where we need to be, because the universe is helping us to come off this process that we have been stuck in for thousands of years with our ancestors. And because not being privy to the transformation process of healing, because it simply wasn't time until now. And so lots of people are doing different processes in different ways. And this one really helps us to keep on track. So on Tuesday, the 28th of February, it was the last day of White Wizard 13-day process. It was White Cosmic World Bridger, and that is also a clear sign. And if you want to know more about the clear signs, they're on Pakal Botan's tomb in the Temple of Inscriptions. Look at my blog, flowwithjo.com, and put in the search 13 clear signs. It's on the resources page. It's on the second menu. So there's one main menu, and then there's a second menu with lots of resources on there and 13 clear signs. So I've written several articles about that. So what was happening to you then was really key, because it is all about you, for you, shaping your destiny. And then day by day, I go through the codes. So if you would like one of these, then please message me on the video and I will send it to you. So we've got day 1 was the 1st of March, and we had a beautiful conjunction between Venus and Jupiter at 12 degrees. I also list lots of different articles here from other people as well. And yesterday, that continued. Mercury was conjunct Saturn yesterday, and Mercury entered Pisces yesterday. And then today we have Mars going into Cancer. And tomorrow we have another very powerful day of getting clear of our ancestral patterning. It's a clear sign and it's a burner day. And again, I've done an article about burner days. So historically, they were used by the Mayan people, and they will still be used in some ways by people in power who have this knowledge to channel emotional energy of the collective. So once you really get into understanding templates and frameworks around astrology and cosmology, so the Mayan calendar, you have a template to work with universal consciousness, which is pretty wow. And this gives you big insights as to how to work and when to work. So for example, setting an intention at a new moon and seeing its completion at the full moon, which is coming up on the 7th, which is a full moon in Virgo at 16 degrees. So we'll see the culmination then. This is a very powerful, magical time for me historically when I first connected to my partner and got a cosmic nudge to do that. So that set up a whole chain of events, which has been completely mind-blowing, that I had no idea about. And it is really about getting out of our own way. So this is the mastery, really, of knowing when to get out of our own way and let the universe show us our potentiality, our avatar of potentiality, which again is what Blue Hand is all about. How can I shape my destiny? How can I learn all these tools? How can I create healing for myself so that I can reach my full potentiality in this lifetime? And by that, I mean living a wonderful life, creating heaven on earth, feeling that experience in a way that is not the 3D, how to build your life, American dream principle of consumerism. It's a very different dynamic altogether. So we're bringing in the goddess. Where this is in your charts is really key as well. And of course, as I said, the red solar moon also begins on that day. So it's such a powerful day, Tuesday, the 7th of March. It's Red Resonant Skywalker Day, and this is very much about what's resonating with heaven, what's resonating with new ways of being, where we're headed for, getting ready to set sail on that journey of the solar wheel, and also where we've been. And it's an extremely powerful time for me in terms of that. It's my Saturn return for the second time. It goes into Pisces until May the 24th, 2025. And we're really looking at this structure that we've made now. So we've had Saturn has been in Capricorn, then it was in Aquarius, and now it's going into Pisces, which the last time it was in Pisces, I don't know the exact dates, but you can Google that. It was when my son was born, which was 1995, and when I became a mum for the first time in my White Wind 13-year process. So this is very, very powerful. And we're now looking at how we can build on this energy, this Christ conscious energy, this bringing the dream in, that we're here to bring in, releasing addictions, releasing codependency, getting really good boundaries, and also, like I said, getting out of our own way. And the more that we heal, the more that we can really go into that space. We then go on to the 8th of March, the Galactic Wizard. So we're integrating the previous Wavespell, and we're going into Solar Eagle, Planetary Server, Planetary Warrior, Spectral Earth, Crystal Mirror, and Blue Cosmic Storm on Monday the 13th. So just to go back with my code, so I begin my code here on Wednesday, the 1st of March. So for me, because I am 58, I have done my 52-year cycle, so I can map all my code. And so this began for me back in when I was 44, and I just completed this cycle last year when I was 57. 56, I completed the cycle. Just hang on a sec. Yeah, getting confused with all my codes and dates there. Okay, so in 2010, I was 45. And that was day 2. Yellow lunar star on the day, but yellow lunar human for me. And so I began my blue hand cycle when I was 44 in 2009. And that was a huge time for me, with financial crash happening and doing property developing at the time. And thinking back to then and everything that I went through, and which was necessary for my learning, but I wasn't very happy about it at the time. But that has really been instrumental in where I am today and what I understand today, and things that I'm revisiting today. Because once you get into this way of thinking, you see the holograph more and more, and you become very adept at working with it. Well, sometimes, like I say, it's about getting out of your own way. Okay, so in 2011, I started going to Glastonbury, and eventually, 2010 I started going to Glastonbury, but actually moved there in 2011. And Jupiter was in Aries back then. And then, so today I am 46 again, which is 2012. That's right. So let's see again, 9, 10. Sorry, no, 2011 today clicks in with when I moved to Glastonbury. And so, yeah, it's seeing the patterns. I can see the culmination of patterns now my whole life. And apologies, I'm not so sharp today. I've been doing so much work physically over the past couple of days that I'm just really, really tired. And just noticing that difference as well between back then, how much I could do, and how much I can do now. And also all the influences around what's been happening over the past few years and how it's affected me mentally and physically, how it's affected most people. Just going to go through the cards with you. So we've got White Dog, which again is ancestral patterns. So again, the way that I look at that, that's going to be really key for tomorrow. And I've got a big day tomorrow planned. Big things happening here. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. That's a bit of a heads up. So far, the previous 2 days, I've had some very strong cards around realm shift and new beginnings coming up. 8 of Cups today. So again, the way I see that is very much Aquarian energy, emptying our cup out and being solution focused is where it's at. So wherever we've got emotion getting in the way, there's always a past story there. There's always a repeat. Doesn't mean either that that isn't absolutely valid, because it is. It's more about getting in touch with our emotions and helping them to pass through us, but also alerting us to something is off, so getting into our gut feeling. So it could be that there's a pattern that's repeating that we need to pay attention to, that says, hang on a minute, on the surface, it may seem fine. You're hearing words or you're being told a certain thing, but on another level, your experiential body is saying, no, something's off here. You've had this experience before, so you need to pay attention now. And the best way I find to deal with that is to do some tapping and get clear. And the tapping summit is on at the moment, which check that out if you haven't already. There's some amazing speakers on there. You can tap along, you can borrow the benefits, and it's mind-blowing. And it's free, which is always good. 9 of Discs, gain. And again, if you look this card up and put 9 of Discs, gain, 4th, you'll find some amazing resources there, because this is a formula that shows you key things to look at in your astrology. And then we've got the Emperor. So again, this is coming up to the spring equinox as well, coming into very strong masculine energy, sovereignty, Aries energy. And again, if you look at all the symbology on there, new beginnings, new journey, new story, set sail, Jason and the Argonauts, all of that exciting stuff coming up. And what will we choose? This is a thing. What will we choose? Been doing lots of clearing out today. Well, over several months, and clearing out lots of different places as well for different people in my life. So just looking at, photos that I found and seeing how that's appearing today. I posted some of my garden as well on my Facebook group, Red Dragon 52. If you're a woman and you want to join, please get in touch. How does it make us feel when we look at these photos? How does it make us feel when we see that we're replicating the same thing? Because you think about when you were a child and what you absolutely loved. So when I look like at these photos, that's my dad there, that's me. And my family used to have so many parties. That's my granddad. He's a white galactic wizard like my daughter. And let's see something else that comes. That's my nan and granddad. And, again, it's, did I feel safe growing up as a child? And yes, I absolutely did. That's the thing. Yes, I absolutely did feel safe with most of my family. Another party. That's my mum and my nan. And, our journey passes in the blink of an eye, really. A lot of these things, they seem like a very long time ago on one level, but on another, they don't. The more that you get into really seeing your holograph every day and how it's repeating, and most importantly, choosing what feels heart opening and wonderful. And of course, we want to be having more of those experiences, and then really letting go of what doesn't. So where does Blue Hand go? So it takes us through this process in the red until we get down here to Blue Storm. So we're in the second 20-day cycle. And again, it runs across 13 different tones, as each mind sign does. Remember, there's 260 human being stories in this grid. So the first 20 days we had showing us what we were attracting in terms of our survival issues and when we're in alignment with the universe, or whether we're still running an old program. And of course, the combination of that, it's not black and white. And then we're going into the second process, which is lunar. So we're experiencing our emotional story. And these big conjunctions that are coming up. So much happening in this wave spell of Saturn going into Pisces. That's a massive shift that's going to last for a couple of years. We have got this conjunction that we've just gone through with Venus and Jupiter at 12 degrees of Aries. And so this really speaks to Venus, love, what we value, maturation process. And when people aren't matching how we want to be co-creating, so how we are relating, how we're experiencing life with other people, most of the time, this is where we get most of our glitches, isn't it? Most of the time, we get pattern repeats of what has come in our childhood. I think for me, one of the major shifts really was going to school and meeting people there. And a lot of my teachers weren't really great at relating, let's put it that way. And I was shocked because I was treated in a whole different way when I went to school. And also, I was bullied at school as well. So, yeah, it was a bit of a out of my comfort zone. But that again goes with my moon in Taurus. I love being in my home. Again, Mars going into Cancer right now is a huge drive around that. Take action around the home, nurturing, looking after yourself, not pushing yourself too much. That's really key for me. So 12 degrees of Aries, again, this is the crystal clear, crystal complexity and mastery of this. Mercury going into Pisces is really about our god and goddess showing us how to get clear, sparkly, feel those feelings. They're guiding us, they're showing us what feels good, what doesn't feel good in a healthy way, not being addicted to things, not needing things to be a certain way. And it's this whole paradox that goes round and around. Again, back to the childhood, back to the experiences. People keep coming in, matching that pattern so that we can really understand what makes us feel safe, what makes us feel nurtured, makes us feel good. Certain things that we can control around that. So if, for example, we're working somewhere that doesn't match our values, maybe our boss is very childish, very immature, doesn't treat us with respect, then we need to leave that place of work, or something needs to change. We need to be around people who we feel good sharing life with, because life is really short. And so to make the most of it. As we get older as well, we have different needs. Different environments will provide those needs. And we're learning what hurts us in the environment, what foods don't work for us that we've been told, sold on, and no health there. We've been shown lots of different ways to live in society that don't create harmony, they don't create joy, they don't create love. So it's a huge shift now. It's just a massive shift to taking responsibility for ourselves, doing whatever we can to be moving forward. As a blue solar hand, this is a key thing for me. In this Wavespell, as I said, my granddad is in there. My daughter is in there, shaping my destiny on day 8. And to go to the next cycle where this will complete its gateway, because it's blue solar hand. So again, you can future predict with this, and you can work in a very intention oriented way as well, also tying in the astrology. So if you look, the next code, of course, will be blue galactic hand, because then we will be working with integrating this Wavespell in the next one, because that's how it always works. Then we've got lunar, which is showing us the emotional story, which has happened in this Wavespell and in this cycle, which is White World Bridger. And then we've got in the white, we have got the blue process, which is blue storm, and that's me there, the gateway point for myself. And so again, these are 20-day processes. They come around every 20 days because there's 20 mind signs. So in 20 days time, we will have red moon manifest. And so that's another key thing to look at, what's going to happen in 20 days. But in terms of blue hand, so in 20 days time, less 2, so 18 days time, that will happen. We'll be going through the gateway, we'll be going through the integration. Then we'll be having, in another 20 days, we'll be having the lunar, and in another 20 days, that's 24, so that's 60 days, isn't it? Plus 2. We'll be going through the gateway. So approximately 2 months' time, which will be, we are now March, aren't we? So May, yeah, okay. So I'll work that out exactly. I know I'm being a bit nebulous today, but like I say, I'm tired and I'm not really on a lot of the details at the moment. And so I need to pay attention to that because that's just come up for me now. So how have you been feeling? That's the key thing. Now that we're in this Pisces energy and we're building to this full moon. So with Virgo, it's going from what dream did we dream at the new moon in Pisces, which was at 1 degree. How do we bring that down into a practical, grounded reality? How do we get healthy? How do we get into the detail? Because Virgo is very much about that. How much do we get into the land, into the sacred feminine? Virgo is very much about that. And how do we let go of this conditioned mindset where we think we have to be perfect? Still mastering that one. I still want to create really beautiful things and have a great deal of attention in doing that. So, you know, that came in really strongly doing property developing. And yeah, I just have a huge love of beauty and want to have that in my environment and want to experience that, especially with nature and gardening. And that is my bliss, really is. Creating lovely workshops, that's my dream, to create this sanctuary place where people can come and we can share ways of being, like in the Celestine Prophecy. I have been focused on that since 2001, I want to say, around 2001 when I read the book. And now we're on 2023, so 22 years. Wow, where has that gone? I've lived in lots of different places since then. And I know that I love the sunshine as a Leo, and it's so important with the vitamin D that we need to have that in our body through being out and getting the light. And of course, this goes to the yellow sun. So the first 2 days of every wave spell, you have the magnetic, what you're attracting in. So think about that on day 1, on March the 1st. What were you attracting in? What was it showing you about old stories and old patterns? And then day 2 is how to look at your answer from the universe, really. If you set an intention on day 1, see what comes back on day 2, and you might be surprised. Remember, this is about getting clear of the emotional story so we can be authentic, we can be the beacon of light without fear. And to do that, we have to have people who are honest, who are able to have a relationship with us in a respectful, loving way, and be able to express their emotions when they're unhappy, when they're sad, when they're angry. All of these, what we call shadow emotions, are crucial that we can talk about how we really feel without fear. of what will happen when we do. And at the moment, there's still a huge amount of people who are not able to relate in that way at all. So we've got a ways to go. And first of all, the only person we can change is ourselves, and focusing on that, using tapping, using healing therapies to feel confident, to feel in our center. This is the essential thing. What we're learning over this 13 days is what takes us out of our center. And then we can tap on the particular experience that created that today. Then we can follow the trail back, Ariadne's thread, to find the source point in us, and then to release as much of that as we can so that we feel safe now. So using soothing things, using relaxation things to manage our body, manage our mind. And this means how to switch off, how to disengage from drama, how to relax, how to let go of other people's demands when they're too much, when they're out of balance, and how to stop being in relationships where we feel under pressure, basically. How to learn how to control your YouTube channel is useful as well. And yeah, there's so many things changing so quickly, and it's impossible. It is impossible to do it all. It's just really is. It's a crazy, crazy lifestyle that we've been conditioned to believe that we're meant to have. This is why people are getting so sick, why they're getting so ill. And, you know, the hamster wheel is getting faster and faster and bigger. And so it's time to really focus on what felt good for us in childhood, what feels good for us today, and start to make it happen. Just taking those small steps every day. So I hope you're having a wonderful 13-day process. And I hope to see you for the new moon in Aries, which I will post. I'm hoping that I am going to be in a position to have time to do a workshop. So just keep an eye on the videos, and I'll keep you posted on that. And I hope that your dreams are now starting to show the initiation points so that you can follow that cosmic cookie trail and start to manifest your next steps. Lots of love. Bye for now.